What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Or, yeah, it is afternoon now. It's 12:05 for MLB DFS Pre-Lock Live, YFC.com, yourfielderschoice.com. I got a special guest today. My man, Jeremy Burton's with us. What is your Twitter? I just had up there. It's softball or something, right? Softball.
Yeah.
Softball or 18, whatever. Softball or something. But Jeremy's been a long time member of YFC, going back to Daily Fantasy Solution days. We've been together for a good 5 or 6 years, or maybe more. Multi-time GPP winner. You've won some huge GPPs, NFL. I remember especially some MLB GPPs over the years. We've talked DFS going back to the early days of DFS. So it's really good to have you on. Pretty much a professional softball player, travels all over the country, crushing the softball. So it's good to have you, man. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Actually, my team is playing some softball today, but I've been off with a little injury. We played in a big old tournament in Columbus, and a kid that played in the Padres organization got cut last year, and he's come over to the softball world. Kid had a cannon running down the first baseline, hit me in the side of the head and knocked me out. So I went through concussion, and I've been down for a minute, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'm gonna get back out on the field. So, but yeah, I'm ready to talk some DFS, man. I'm excited for this slate, really.
Was this kid playing third base?
He's playing shortstop. He was playing shortstop, and I hit one in the 6 hole, and he backhanded it. And my best friend I've played ball with for about 20 years now, he said this kid, he turned and had a cannon, but he threw it up the line, and it just happened to sniper me. So unfortunate, but
hey, you're here. It's good to see you here.
Yeah.
So
hey, I'm here.
It's a plus for us, so we get you on the weekend, but it's good to have you here. You're a big GPP player, so we can ask you some questions on that. So we'll do the normal show. We'll go around positions. I'll give you some of the cash plays, who I like. Hit you up, see if any GPPs you like. We even go over a couple stacks, your home run pick of the day, and price picks, and we'll get out of here. Let's look at weather first. I don't see any major weather problems like rain or anything.
Nope.
We do have some wind though, right? So Yankee Stadium, again, wind's blowing out 18 miles an hour to left center. We want to keep that in the back of our head. Minnesota. Let's see, in Chicago, which we're talking about before the show, 28-mile-an-hour winds to left center. That's may be an issue. So we got wind today. So Oakland is going out, even though it's a pitcher's park, but it's going out 8 miles an hour to straight center field. So it's a little bit different. But so we do want to keep that in the back of our mind, especially the White Sox game and the Yankees game. But there's no rain, which is cool. We don't have to worry about pitching. So yeah, let's get right into pitching. And this is a tough slate, man. When we first started, I thought it was going to be an easy one, but I'm not even sure. Ownership is all over the place. So just starting with ownership, it looks like, I was right away on Lance Lynn 100%, but you're looking at ownership across the industry. We got 3 paid pitchers everyone is looking at: Louis Castillo, Patrick Corbin, and Jesus Luzardo right now as a top 3 arms in ownership. And honestly, I'm not on. I don't know. I'm more on Lance Lynn, and I was on Talon for the Yankees. So I think it's gonna be spread out. I don't think you're gonna see anybody over 40%. But is there anybody you're actually now for cash? Anybody you're actually looking at that is a must play?
I'm seeing a lot of people and a lot of chatter coming in on Corbin. I'm seeing Corbin Lynn. I'm seeing Corbin Talon. I'm even seeing some Luzardo as some talk. But Lance Lynn, there is wind there. There's wind blowing out to, I believe, left. but I don't know if Cleveland can catch up to them fastballs. Uh,
I agree.
he has a lot of K upside. He's the most expensive on the slate as well.
Maybe that's what's keeping him down as a 9.8 price. But at the end of the day, I think raw projection, raw points, safety wise, I think to me it's got to be Lance. Okay, he missed the start. He was on the IL. We were just talking about that as a back injury, or they call it whatever the name of whatever the name of the muscle is. I just had it up here in front of me. But he did miss a start. And then they pushed him back a little bit because they wanted to keep Pujols on the same day rest. He did face this Indians team his last game before he went on injury list, got beat, still threw 10 strikeouts. So my thing is, as long as there's no issues with this injury, he's got the longest leash of anybody. He's always, a pitcher you're going to get 100 pitches out of. And if you get 100 pitches out of him, even if he gives up 2 or 3 homers in that win, he's going to strike out 10 batters. Kind of like we were talking about last night with Cole. He's not Garrett Cole, but kind of the same situation, I'm thinking. And I look at all these other names, Luzardo, Corbin, Jameson Talon, Lance, even Duffy. Lance Lynn is the best pitcher out of all of them, to me.
I agree 100%. And this Indians team's not the Indian team that we've seen in the past.
Now, rebuilding pretty much, right? I mean, it's a kind of a weak offense.
Yeah,
They got a couple bats, but
they strike out, in my opinion, at least minimum 6 times, 7 times a game. I mean, we got some guys in that lineup that's not very good. I'm not sure what the Lance Lynn's swing and miss rate is, but I still think that if he goes out there, he could probably be the highest scoring pitcher on the slate.
I think so too. Just because it goes deep into games, gets the strikeouts, good batting, excellent whip, swing and strike percentage 17%. The CSW is 30%, which I like. I'm not, man. All these other pitchers. We talked about Luis Castillo. Something's wrong with Castillo. He's broken. You can't tell me Corbin's not broken. Okay, I mean Corbin did come back his last game and had a decent game, but we've seen him get the shit beat out of him this year.
Oh yeah.
I do like Luzardo in that pitcher's part. Luzardo's maybe our favorite sneaky play, and then he had talent in a win, but this Detroit team, like Cole said, this Detroit team is such a bad hitting team. They still got to hit the ball. So they still got to make contact. So, and Talon's a lot better pitcher than his numbers are showing right now. So right now, I mean, I'm leaning. I mean, he's got a good command. His strikeouts are up. I'm leaning Talon and Duffy and Talon and Lynn right now as my pitchers. But I guess you can go any way, because right now the ownership is pointing at Corbin and Castillo. If we knew what was wrong with Castillo, then we'd use him. But I think something wrong with him, right?
Yeah. And I'm a Reds fan, and I've loved this Castillo kid, and he has been awful this year. I mean, I think he's had one good game this year. Other than that, there's just something wrong. I don't know what it is. He's lost some velocity on his fastball.
Yep.
His changeup is what was just his best pitch was his changeup. The way he could throw that changeup and his fastball and hit the corners, that's what made him good. And he had a lot of K upside. But this year, I mean, if you go back in and you look at his stats this year, he's had one game against Pittsburgh where he went for I believe like 26, 28 DraftKings points. Other than that, he's been single digit or negative. I mean, 5.1, 8.4 DraftKings points, 13.1, 26.8 in the opening day, which I was excited for. He got me a big minus 15.1. So there's I don't know what's wrong with him. But he is getting ownership because people know he has K upside. But if he's broken, he's not going to make it out 3 innings against this Cubs team.
His K rate is only 17% right now. Okay, and I guess because the implied, I mean, yeah, it's a great salary. He has had some bad luck. It looks like looking at his BABIP and all that. and I know what's the Cubs have a 4-run implied, but Cincinnati is a hitter's park. The wind is blowing in a little bit, but still, I just need to see a couple of games that I can steal before I start using him in cash games. GBP, yeah, go ahead with the price, but I just think, especially you being a Reds guy and know the pitcher, to me, anything I've seen him, he's broken. I mean, there's something.
Yeah.
And so does Corbin. To me, Corbin's broken too. So Corbin, they're both veterans. They both know how to pitch where they can give you a good game now and then. They know they're professional pitchers. They've been doing this for a long time, but still, when Corbin went against the Cardinals, had a good game. Then the next game against the Mets, he ended up getting blown up. 4 innings, gave up 7 hits. He ended up with 1 DraftKings point. So, and this is the Mets, who can't even back up the best pitcher in Major League history, pretty much. DeGrom, they can't even get him 1 run. So,
and that's where one of my sneaky stacks come into play is if I see ownership come out and Corbin's 26% owned, I'm firing up a Marlin stack. That's how I've won 30K in DraftKings. Is a pitcher comes in chalky, but this Marlins team is sneaky, and they've been pesky for years. I used to compare them and the Rays together. You would roll a
I think we just lost Jeremy's connection. Well, he tries to get back on. I will keep on going. Let me just message him. If you can hear me, try to log back on. But you were saying exactly what I was going to say is this Marlins team, if you can get a guy like Corbin, if he's going to be 40% look, I'm seeing places, you definitely head stack against them. I've won major GPPs with teams like the Marlins going against a high owned pitcher like Patrick Corbin. So he's going to be popular. If you're the type of guy that plays the popular pitchers, it's Castillo and Corbin, because you're going to definitely get a bunch of bats, but you're also could get 2 negative numbers in your pitching. I can't afford that in cash. I need a safe play. There's nobody like really safe right now, but it's going to be, to me, the safest is Lance Lynn and probably Jameson Tom, the Yankees, because Detroit just can't hit, and Lance Lynn is a strikeout pitcher, and we know what he's going to do. So for GPP wise, you could pretty much use any of these guys. I said, I like Luzardo, Jose Urquidy for Houston. He shouldn't be 9.5. I would never play him at $9,500, but GPP, yeah. You can take a shot at Matt Herb, who's actually been doing better this year against Oakland, GPP only. So the way I'm looking at it is going to be Lynn and probably like a Talon, maybe Luzardo in cash, and use anybody else for GPPs. Try to. Jeremy's trying to reconnect here. We can start with catcher. Looking at ownership today, most of the lineups are actually out. Well, the first 4, the White Sox, the first 3 games, all the way up to the 4:00 games. So we got 3 games out. We got the Yankee game out, National game out, and the Twins out. So if you want to look at catcher right now, for cash, pretty much 2 guys I'm going to look at if you want to pay up. You got Sal Perez. Actually got a decent BBP. I'm not a big BBP guy, but I start seeing some of these numbers that pop out. He's 7 for 13 off Shoemaker, and Perez is a decent batter. So I'm looking at Perez as my higher owned. It's a righty on righty though, but this year he's got a 461 WOBA, 313 ISO against righties. So Perez is having a good season, but he's also going to cost you. He's 5'6". Probably if I'm going to go all the way down, and their line, the Reds lineup is out. Yeah, is out. So here's my play at catcher at 3.8 is going to be Tyler Stevenson. I think he's a great value at 3.8. And I think Jeremy just popped back in because he can tell me more about Steve.
Am I back in?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
John, can you see him? I just can't see you. Is your audio and video on? There you
Yep.
go. You're on.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
That's all right. This is not the first time that's happened. So I'm just talking about catcher. And I just said pretty much Sal Perez is our top catcher price wise, but we got Tyler Stevens sitting here at 3.8, batting seventh against Zach David. I think he's in a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I like Perez. He's at the top of the list. You gotta like Murphy, Stevenson a little bit. I like this Collins kid from Chicago if he's in the lineup.
Do you see a kid like this Collins kid as a cash play? If he's I don't think Collins isn't projected to be in a lineup. I like Collins too.
He's like the cheapest guy that I see that I like. I mean, you got that kid from the Marlins. What's his name? Wallach.
Yeah, Chad Wallach. He's actually
he's cheap.
That's not a bad call.
I don't know much about him. I haven't really looked into him. But then again, it goes there right with that little Marlins. You got Corbin, could be dust. This Marlins team could go off for quite a bit of runs, and he could be part of it.
Yep, that's not a bad call. He had 2 hits in his last game two nights ago, going against Corbin, who's a lefty. I don't mind that because once again, if we're paying $9.8 for Lance Lynn, we're going to have to go value somewhere. So
yeah, you got to find some value.
I could definitely dig Wallach, or the Stevenson kid who this year he's got the positive platoon against Davies. He's got a 438 WOBA, one against righties, and we were talking off the air. This is another pitcher that's broken, right? Zach Davies.
Yeah, he's. I think he's broken. The Cubs are in a bad situation with him and Hendricks. These guys, Hendricks, throwing the other night? I was watching the Braves game and he was throwing an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, and same here with Davies. I mean, this Reds lineup on the left side, Mustaka, Joey Votto is expensive, but I was hoping Tucker Barnhart was going to be in the lineup, but Stevenson, this kid whacks it, man. He can hit. He can really hit. And I think that this move is made to try to help Castillo a little bit because Tucker Barnhart's always caught Castillo, and which this switch kind of made me question, is Tucker not calling very good games this year? A lot of catchers can know the game of baseball and know how to throw certain teams. So this Stevenson kid, he can whack it for sure. That's probably my 2 catchers. Is I'm paying down at catcher.
Yeah.
Perez is in a great spot, but we're talking 5,600 on DraftKings.
That's a lot. And I think Davies is one of the guys we want to beat up on. And these red power bats can tee off, man. Winker, Castellanos, Moose. Suarez. Great GBP stack. And I said, you go back and look at Zach Davies. His ERA is horrendous. His whip horrible. His CSW was at 24. Doesn't strike anybody out.
The Reds lineup's out now.
I just saw that's why I caught Stevenson was catching.
And let's see, we got Winker's not in it.
When I said Winker's name, it caught me. Who's leading off Tyler Nackman?
He left last night's game with back stiffness. So I definitely, if Winker was in the lineup and he left the game last night with back stiffness, I'd kind of be hesitant on that price tag with him. But this Reds lineup against Dusty is I'm going with the red stack for GPP. And I'm
Anytime
probably
you see a walk rate higher than a K rate, you got somebody's pitching bad. And right now, this season, Davies got a 15% walk rate, 14% K rate, and an xFIP of 6.87. This guy's turned into, he's broken. So
yeah,
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 going
yeah.
up the Reds. Mustakas batting cleanup at 4K. He's definitely my third baseman today. Even a guy like Nicky Senzel batting sixth. I mean, I could deal with him. Naquin leading off like 4 or 5. A good spot there. So yeah. So I guess Stevenson could be our value catcher. Don't mind the call like you had said. With Kid Wallach from Miami, or if you want to pay up, it's Sal Perez. Sal Perez is always a great play. And maybe if you're going to go that route and use the Castillo Corbin way in cash, yeah, then you can get a Salvi Perez in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you go with Castillo and Corbin and cash, you can get any bat you want. You can get any stack you want. These guys they're dirt cheap. And just 3 seasons ago, these guys were 9, 10K locks every slate they was on.
Yep.
So if you did go the Castillo, and I do have a Castillo Corbin build, and I'm using it as a tournament so I can get up to some of these bats that I like today, because I like some of these bat situations as well. Some of these teams may go lower owned in tournaments, which was surprising. Was the Cubs last night, I thought were in a great spot, and I was all over the Cubs, but I didn't even consider the Reds. And I usually play the Reds like anytime they're at home. That ballpark is so small, but today I'm all aboard with some of these Reds.
Great America Small Park. Somebody
Yeah.
just made a comment, Marty Drake, about Maldonado, because he is 2K, had a triple last night. Did Maldonado catch last night, or was he DH? I can't remember. He's got to watch. He may not be in the lineup. He caught last night, but he's projected to be batting ninth. Maldonado 2K also against Fleming. I don't mind Fleming as a pitcher though, but he's got the positive platoon there. So Maldonado, I guess, is in play too. But man, if I can get said, I like the Stevenson kid in Cincinnati, Hitters Park.
Yeah, I'm all over Stevenson.
All right, so move on to first base. Looking at ownership projections, all that. We got probably, I bet you nobody's over 60%. I'm looking at. I'm assuming Rizzo is going to be one of the highest. No, Rizzo. Wait, is Rizzo not in the lineup or something? No, maybe yeah. No, he's back. Oh, that lineup's not out yet, but his projection just dropped. So right now, Matt Olson is the highest owned. Look like we're not even sure if Olson's playing though, because he's been out. He got cracked in there. Wasn't the face right from like a foul ball?
Yeah.
So we're not sure if Olson's even playing. I do like Rizzo because he's 3.9, going against Castillo. I think which I think puts him in a good spot. Lefty, lefty righty. If not, I'm going to go all the way down to like an Austin Meadows. I'm a big Meadows guy. He's got the positive platoon against Urquidy, or I can't believe he's not higher owned. He may, when the projections come out again before a lock, is Mike Ford, who's batting 5th now in New York with the wind blowing out against Turnbull. I think to me right now, Ford is the value play.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't go. I'm not going to look nowhere below Ford, but that's where I stop at that 3K range for Mike Ford. And he's got some power.
Yeah, he does. Hit one the other night.
Yeah, Turnbull. If I'm not mistaken, he relies on his fastball a lot, because he can bring some heat. I think he throws between like 93 to 96. But I'm with you there at first base for value, Mike Ford. And then someone else you can kind of consider there as well is Mitch Moreland.
Yep. Anything about
Moreland? He's 3,200. He smashes right-handed pitching. And I like Oakland as well today. So them's probably my 2 value guys. And then I'm seeing a lot of chatter about this Royals team today. You got O'Hearn there at 3,200.
Yeah.
You don't have a Cubs lineup yet, which I would think that's Rizzo would start against Castillo, left-handed wind kind of different in Cincinnati there. But I do like Austin Meadows' call. I play this kid a lot against I'm not sure what the ownership coming in on the Houston pitcher is, but Austin Meadows hits right-handed pitching really well. I think is going through the cheat sheet that Devin puts out. He always grades out really well, and I follow that rank in the cheat sheet for tournaments because some of these guys they're ISO and some of their numbers are really good and they rank well, but then you see them coming in at 3% owned. That's the plays I love right there. So I like that Meadows call there. But then you get into Josh Bell. I like some of these bats from the White Sox. Santana's in a good spot with that Kansas City stuff. Joey Votto at 5K. Now, we talked before the show. He hit an absolute bomb last night in Cincinnati. 7 more rows, and it probably leaves that ballpark. So I do like some Votto. I like them expensive guys today. Minus Yankees. I'm not so much on the Yankees for some reason, just because I like some of these other plays. But first base, I have a note here. It's loaded at first base today. I mean, there's a lot of good batters and good spots. Some of these guys will go low owned. So if you want to pay up at first base, I mean, you got your Vottos, you got your Santanas, your
Votto's 11 for 30 off the Davies 2 career.
11 for 30.
That helps.
That helps a lot because he's so expensive. I mean, that 5K, that's an expensive price tag for Joey Votto.
It sure is. What I may end up putting Meadows in the outfield and go on another first and then utilize and get another first base there. But the only thing I've seen about Ford is Turnbull does not give up many fly balls. There's a win today though. He doesn't give up. He's got a minuscule home run fly ball rate. It's the only thing about Turnbull. So would probably keep me off the Yankees a little bit. But that Ford price is good. And I like I like that Ryan O'Hearn call too. I just looked at O'Hearn quick when you were talking. This year he's got a 406 WOBA with 333 ISO against righties. And Schumacher's striking nobody out. 16% K rate this year. So
no.
Kansas City's a good spot.
Yeah. And I'm almost positive whenever the cheat sheet comes up available over here at YFC, you're going to probably see some of these Royals popping up all over that thing. Don't be scared to go to the Royals today.
Even when we get to outfield, Benny, I can see Benintendi being very popular today too. Good spot, lefty bat.
Yeah, and what's the other kid out there? And
Soler.
Yeah, he started to get hot there last week. I'm seeing a little bit of chatter about him, but I just think that comes along with them Royals plays. Perez. I just think they're all in good spots. Like you said, Schumacher isn't going to throw anything past anyone in the majors anymore. I mean,
yeah, I think he's the other one that's getting close to broke.
Yep.
And we see it in his price though too. He's on 6'9", so he probably should be at 5'9". So pretty much, I guess, first base, you got Mike Ford down there who's gonna be popular at that value spot at 3K. Rizzo, good spot, 3.9. Meadows, good spot, 3.6. You can go all the way up. I mean, I think Joey Votto may be our sneaky call, probably more GPP play if you're gonna spend 5K for Joey Votto, but he's hitting the ball hard right now. Probably playing the best baseball he's played in years right now, and it's good to see. I mean,
he changed his batting style. He changed his batting style in the offseason, and he changed his hands, his mechanics, and everything. So
it's good.
He's actually swinging like his MVP season.
And I've always been a Votto guy, so it's good to see. Is good for him. All right, second base. I think this is where we may catch some value also. And it looks like every place I'm seeing projection wise, core wise, everybody in the industry right now is on our favorite boy, Roj Odor at 3-7. Good spot though, batting third today in that win to New York. So he's got the platoon. He's a lefty. I think Odor is almost a lock for cash. Almost
Yeah.
a war play at that price
Yeah.
at 3-7.
Yeah. He's gonna come in chalky just because of that price tag. And if you go below that, there's really not much below him that's worth playing. I do like this Nico, what is it, Herner kid from the Cubs. Yep. I do like this kid. I've watched these Reds games with the Cubs in town, and I watched the Cubs last week with against the Braves, and this kid's talented. He's 3,500 on DraftKings, but like you said, I mean, most of that ownership may come into Odor here. 3-7 left hand. I mean, you can't. What can you go wrong with that? That's what I've seen over the industry the last week with Odor. He's been chalky all week. These Yankees have been chalky, but they've been in great spots. So, a lot like last night, that allowed you could use some of these Yankees and get you up to Bieber and Cole in the same lineup, and that's what I played. I played some Yankees, I played some Blue Jays, and I had some Mariners, and it led to some cash last night. But yeah, second base is almost like first base. I mean, there's a lot of good plays at second base today.
There sure is, and he's 4-7 though. I mean, I think to me that the top play is Jed Lowry against Matt Harvey. I just don't know if we can get there if we're using Lance Lynn. I'm a big Lowry guy. The Oakland's lineup isn't out yet, but I love Lowry. He's gone through games now without a hit though too. Remember, he was so hot. He's gone like 3 or 4 games without a hit. So probably more of a GPP play, but I'll always play Lowry. I just pulled up Odor though, man. As much as I bust on him, I just think he's not washed, but he's got hit now in 3 straight games. Had a home run last night. He's always been a hitter, so I gotta stop busting on a guy. He's in a good spot.
If you go back and look at his last 7 days, I would say from about the 22nd of April, this is his DK points: 10, 16, 16, 2, 0, 5, 9.
Yep.
And then last night he got 18. So, and he's 3,700. I mean, that's a pretty good track record if you look at last 7 days. And then really before that, he did have a home run back on the 17th. That's kind of when he really woke up as a Yankee. And he's not been bad. So I could see locking him in and then just moving on at second base, because when you get down to this third base, shortstop area, people's going to want to pay up.
You want to pay up.
Yeah. So then that's where you get into your outfield. When we get to outfield, we talked about it for the show. You don't necessarily have to pay up at outfield today, I don't think.
Nope. The one thing I'm learning is I'm using it more this year now lately is like last night, always take the safe pitchers because there's plenty of value other spots. There's plenty. You got the kid from Washington today, batting third, who's cheap. There's plenty of outfielders that are going to catch your value and take the guaranteed points to me, which is more like a Lance Lynn today. Some of these other guys. So let's go right to third base. I think we both agree on who our top play is in cash. Right, Moose at 4K.
Yep. I'm going right to Moose. I just think he's in a good spot.
Really good spot. The only blemish I think is he's kind of in a slump. I mean, 0 for 4 last night, but that's also that's why he's 4K. Man, give me him all day against Zach Davies in that park. To me, I think Moustakas is my top play of the day, price wise, all that.
Yeah, I agree. I basically, when I looked at the slate, I mean, yeah, third base is there's some plays that you can go there, but I think overall, I hit the lock button on Moose here, and I moved on. Um,
Yep, exactly.
it
I
was
mean,
kind of my catch up spot, you know what I mean? I started digging into the slate early this morning, and I just locked him in and moved on. I didn't really even mess with third base a lot. Of course, I like Oakland. I like Chapman.
yep.
Uh, I like
And Chapman's coming in second right now. Projected ownership is 16% on which our YFC cheat sheet is live. It's updated right now. Just got updated. So but Moose is leading it. DK and FanDuel by a pretty decent percentage. So he's the play in cash. Josh Donaldson, I think, is a great GPP play today. That's
Yeah.
if I'm running more lineup, I'd probably get him in there somewhere.
I do like Monica from the White
Got it.
Sox.
Yes, you talked about
Yeah.
him earlier. Yep.
Uh,
That's
I think this White Sox team, I think they could probably score. I think I can see them scoring 10 runs today. I don't know what their total is on the day, but I would imagine it has to be somewhere near 4.5, 5. Uh,
4.85 I got right now.
okay, 4.85. So yeah, I mean, I would consider them. I wouldn't dig too deep into it. After that, I don't really like anyone else after that. Houston's in totals kind of down, I think, this morning when I was looking at it. So I mean, of course, Bregman and the Astros, they can always pop off, but I'm not looking that way, and they're expensive. I can find bats elsewhere. But
Yep.
again, there you go. If you roll that Corbin Costilla to start your lineups, you can fit in any bat. And I mean, I just pulled up the cheat sheet there, and if you look at the ranking, which I like to do for taking down big tournaments, is my guy right there at the top. I mean, Moose is there in second, but the White Sox are sitting there staring at me today for some reason.
Yeah, I think they're my favorite stack that I actually think when it's all said and done here. I just think they're in a great spot, and we got the wind blowing out, and I think they're gonna be sneaky too, because I don't think a lot of teams are on them. Also, third member Urshela is not playing today. He's been like the popular play all week. Urshela is not playing, so we don't have to worry about him. It's Moose, GBP. Then I'm looking at something like Chapman, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I can sit there and beat a dead horse. Shortstop, looking at projected ownership right now, Trey Turner is running away with it. Is the play? I mean, he is the best play. I do like Suarez for Cincinnati also today too.
Nope.
But I think if you have the money, you go with Trey Turner. Yeah, that's where I'm going to cash. And I just think this is something you don't overthink. Just run with Trey, who's actually been crushing the ball right now.
Yeah. If you're
This is
paying
awesome.
up, if you're paying all the way up for shortstop today, I like two guys up there. I like Tim Anderson and I like Trey Turner. Now, Tim Anderson and Trey are Tim comes with a $5,500 price tag, and Trey sitting at 53. After that, you got Suarez. I do like Suarez. He'll be on my red stacks. Going down after that, the only person I'd probably really consider after that is Rijos against Corbin. Again,
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah,
another little value, in my opinion, 4,200. There's not much at shortstop down there. Nicky Lopez, I'm not paying. I'm not playing him. Even though Schumacher's, like we said, maybe broken. I just don't see myself playing him very much. I've never really been a Nicky Lopez kind of guy. But Rijos, I think he has some good numbers against Corbin as well.
Yeah. Miguel Ross, 11 for 24. I mean, like 500 against Patrick Corbin, 2 home runs. I said, I don't look at BBP a lot, but when I see a guy that's go over 20 at bats, it's 11 for 24. If I'm not playing Trey Turner, Rojas is in my lineup. And I'm not sure if he's even getting, I mean, he's getting a little bit of projection. He's getting almost 7 or 8%. I think he's in a really good spot today. And this could be the one way to be different, you know what I mean, to get off the chalk plays would be Rojas. So really, he's really good spot and leading off today too against a broken Corbin.
Yep. And, you know, I'm just, as we're sitting here talking, I've been building a GPP here as we're kind of talking. I didn't realize it was 12:45 here, but man, you can do a lot of different things with some of these builds today that, I mean, you can get different in many spots.
This Miami stack, Aguilar, who's been crushing, he's batting second. He didn't have a home run last night. Why am I seeing, did Aguilar played last night, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Why am I seeing 0 at bats for him last night?
He hit, I think he went, I'm seeing he went 1 for 3.
Okay.
He had 7 DK points, but if you go back to his track record over the last 7, 8 ball games, I mean, this guy's been crushing.
Yep. And this is a good spot against Corbin, man, who's a lefty. So if I'm making a Miami stack, I'm going right from 1 through 4. Adam Duvall, great spot against Corbin. I said I probably won more money in DFS, more money in GPPs stacking the Miami Marlins than any team. There's always a head stack. There was a low owned stack. And today, especially today, everybody's on Corbin. You roll a GPP stack in Miami 100%.
Yeah. And you can actually stack that whole game. Isn't a bad idea.
True.
Obviously, you could go both ways, make 2 lineups and stack it both ways, where you get Trey Turner in there with Josh Harrison and a couple other of these nationals. But as we're sitting here, I mean, I already built my Marlin stack to attack Corbin, and I got some Reds in that lineup as well. So I think you can look at it many ways today, but yeah, Rehos and then pay up after that. Turner, Anderson.
All right, let's go to outfield. We're running over today, which is good. We got like 5 more minutes. Let's hit the outfield quick. Because there's always so many outfielders. We know who the locks are going to be. We know who the popular plays are going to be. So the easy way is, who's your favorite value outfielder today?
Oh, my favorite.
I know who your sneaky play is, but who is, Cruz is going to be popular. Nicky Castellanos popular. Buxton will. Judge Stanton's out today, right? I believe I just saw that line. I think Stanton's sitting and Judge is playing. So,
okay.
So we all know those guys. Who's the one play that you actually like as a value, and then who's your sneaky home run call today?
I'm liking my value play down there. He's 3,200. He's a left-handed going against Shoemaker. It's is it Benintendi? Out there with the Royals. He's like one of the lower guys that I would probably look at today.
Me too.
For value. You got some Hunter Dozier in there. I don't think he's going to. He just doesn't pop off to me. I see him down there. I do like Austin Meadows. I like this. I like that call that we had there. And I like the Vol. Like I said, I don't think you don't really necessarily have to pay up at outfield today. I like some of these guys, Garrett Cooper, Adam Eaton, Duvall, Seth Brown. If he's in the lineup today, I do like him. He's 3,600, left-handed back going against Matt Harvey in Oakland. I like the Oakland A's, but I think my home run call of the day is this kid from Detroit. Is it Babo? Is that what it is?
Akil Badu. Totally agree with you.
If Talon's coming in chalk and we got some wind issues, I've watched this kid hit a couple of these home runs, and This young man can hit. He was with the Twins, and I think he was out of options. Is kind of how they picked this. Detroit got this kid, and they got him for nothing. And he's just he's a good ball player. He's a left-handed bat going against a right-handed pitcher. So that's kind of where I'm going. Like I said, I like Garrett Cooper. I like that Miami stack. And I'm not really probably going to pay too much for my outfielders today.
Nope, I agree. I love the Badu call. I was on him early too, especially that wind blowing out against Talon. My two favorite values, and I think you mentioned both of them. I like Austin Meadows a lot. I'm going to have him in my lineup somewhere today, especially he's leading off today. I also like the kid from the Royals, Benintendi. He's my second favorite outfielder today. Love the spot. I wish he was his spotting lineup was a little bit better. But you can also go to Jorge Soler if you don't like Benny. And then after that, though, I'd probably have enough money to pay up somewhere where I can get like an Aaron Judge, a Nicky Castellanos. I'd probably run a Castellanos over Judge today. But I think they're both in good spots.
Yep.
Even you got Boomstick there, Nelly Cruz today too in a good spot. I also like these Twins a sneaky stack. I see Kyle Garlick is coming in back fifth today. I don't like to mess with Danny Duffy too much, but especially GBP is Garlic and Rady against Duffy lefty, good spot bat fifth. Of course, Polanco eventually someday. Polanco's up to 5-2 now, so Twins haven't been on a lot of slates lately, but he hasn't been hitting that well. Be up to all of a sudden make that jump from a 3K to a 5-2 guy. He had one home run 2 nights ago. Next thing you went, no, he's 5-2. I don't know where DK comes up some of these algorithms, but
I
it's
don't
crazy.
know either. It's crazy.
And
it's crazy.
Don't forget this Kirilloff kid who had 2 homers last night. Now he's batting 7th. I wouldn't mess with him today, lefty and lefty with Duffy, but hey, the kid's shown he's got crushing power. A great Harry finally came through last night. So don't sleep on Kirilloff. He's still 2-5.
Yep.
Anybody in chat got any questions for us before I was going to look at prize picks quick, and then get out of here. Prize picks for the early slate is taking forever to come up on me. All right, so for the early state, your man Akil Baddoo is only 4.5. That is low, very low for prize picks. They're acting like he's going against Garrett Cole today. Akil Baddoo taking over 100% on Akil Baddoo. That's definitely my prize picks call of the day. You can't play prize picks for your art, can you?
No, I can't. It stinks. I can't believe that we don't have any kind of sports gambling here in Ohio yet.
We can't afford it, but we can do the price pick stuff. Rizzo's cheap at 6.5. Meadows 7. I could take the over on that. Anybody else? I would probably go with the Meadows over, the Akil Baddoo over. Timmy Anderson's at 8, maybe. When is Timmy Anderson ever going to face a lefty? I play Timmy Anderson 100% when he faces lefties. Seems like they never face lefties this year. All right, so I think that's it. Who's your play of the day? Who's your top player today?
My top player today, I think I'm going to have to go with Moose with Cincinnati at third base. I just think that I think he's going to hit one. I actually think he could hit 2 home runs today. The wind is crazy in that small ballpark there, and he's been my lock button all day. I haven't went off of him, so that's my play of the day.
That was mine too, so I'm gonna have to give you another one because I like Moustakas too, so which is good. At least we're both on the same guy. I like Austin Meadows today. Austin Meadows for Tampa, leading off. He's definitely overdue for a big game. I see him leading off with a home run today. So you had Baddoo also as your sneaky home run call. I like that. My sneaky home run. We didn't mention that I did earlier that Hernandez kid for Washington's good spot, only 3-4 today, batting third in the outfield. But my home run call is gonna be Adam Duvall for Miami.
Hey, he really hits, and I didn't know this until coming over to back in the day when I first got started with solutions was his numbers against left-handed pitching.
Crushes.
Crushes them, just
Yep.
absolutely crushes them.
Totally crushes.
So I like that call.
All right, guys. Jeremy, thank you. This went really well. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, I
Definitely have you
appreciate it.
again.
Hey,
Good
yeah,
luck,
we need to
guys.
do this again.
Definitely. We'll be on Discord tonight for the main slate at 6. Won't be on YouTube, it'll be on Discord. Thanks, John Moffert, producer. 12:55. We got like 10 minutes to lock. Deuces out of here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, good stuff, guys.
Jeremy out really well.
I think he jumped off actually.
Okay.
He wasted no
John.
time. All right, take care, man.